Yeah, I'm a junior now.
So you are here for the whole duration of the call?
I'm here for a week, so I leave on Friday night, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, can I just ask, like, just like talk a little bit about this organization and why you guys are here?
All right. So Papua New Guinea is the chair for the Coalition for Rainforest Nation. So this pavilion belongs to the Coalition for Rainforest Nation, and PNG being the chair, we're here setting up the pavilion to host a couple of our side events. So the Coalition for Rainforest Nation consists of countries with bigger forests, and we speak on behalf of the member countries. So with 53 members to the coalition, and as the chair, we fight for the protection, conservation, biodiversity of the forest, and what we are currently doing in the negotiation process is ensuring that in terms of protecting our forest for our people, there's gonna be incentives, or there should be some incentives
Yeah.
given to the majority of our population, mostly because the countries that we're members to are developing countries. So because we're a developing country, we still have the potential to develop our land, our forest. However, we have taken that bold step to protect our forest and ensure that we cut down on activities such as logging, etc. So what we are here echoing out to the developed countries is we're protecting our forest. We're not touching our untouched environment that is still intact, and we would like to get some recognition, a lot of recognition from developed countries to support our people who are protecting their forests. So that's basically the aim of this coalition. That's what we do in the negotiations. Um, so for this COP, I, I mean, I'll just make a couple of key issues that we'll be discussing as the coalition chair. So our main or key issue that we want to see is closer to some of the outstanding elements of negotiations that we still not agreed to, especially elements such as those of the sustainable development mechanisms that um, we're still negotiating the methodologies of the registry itself. So these are some of the outstanding issues on Article 6 of markets. Um, the forestry is broadly covered under Article 5 of the Paris Agreement. However, like I mentioned earlier on, we should be given some incentives. So we have been negotiating that markets recognize forest as well. So forest can be one of the commodities that we can use in terms of ensuring that there's incentives being given to our people. So that's basically our whole aim as the coalition, but also for Papua New Guinea as a small island developing country. We have other priorities, including adaptation, loss and damage, finance, access. These are some of the very broad uh, issues that we cover mostly in the negotiations, apart from being the chair for the coalition itself. So that's basically what we are here for, what we're doing, and look forward to a fruitful negotiations after this week and then next week. Um, Apart from the negotiations, we also have a couple of bilateral agreements that we'll be signing on in the scope here. So we have a bilateral agreement that we'll be signing up with Japan under the JCM. So that will be basically for Article 6.4 of the Paris Agreement and also with Singapore. So these are the two countries that we will be signing an MOU with in this scope. This one for higher level kind of outcome that we're looking forward to have in terms of implementing Article 6 framework in our country.
So you were talking about like incentives. Would you like go into like a little more details about that?
Yeah, so I'll give a simple example. So, in Papua New Guinea, we have a vast majority of our people, it's like 75% are living in rural areas. Rural areas, I mean, their sustainable livelihoods depends on the forest, depends on the oceans that surround them. So, what they they do is they live off the land. So there's a lot that um, there's some of them who decide to sell off their land for logging activities where they get compensated, they get royalties payments for the logging activity. Um, Apart from that, there are also a lot that says that we want to protect our forest. However, we would need some form of financial assistance given to us, or you know, maybe capacity building, technology, etc., just for that to sustain their livelihoods. So they depend on their forest to make, they make ends meet. So instead of cutting them down and then protecting it, what do we have to give to them to ensure that they protect? Given that PNG, together with Congo and Amazon, we have like the three countries that have tropical rainforest, and it's still that we have the remaining forest, and we believe that this is the lungs of the earth. So while we are sustaining the whole planet here with the vast tropical forest that is still intact and untouched, of which PNG's forest cover, the 65% of forest cover is virgin, it's untouched. So there's the excess sin. So what do we at the international forum get to offer to those people that owns the land and they preserve their forest? So that's basically what I'm saying about incentive. We ensure that we give them this livelihood support to them when they're protecting their forest.
Yeah, that's really cool. Very inspiring. Yeah. So, what do you think about? Here, just one more question. What do you think about like the misinformation around like climate change and topics like that? Because like I think misinformation can like lead to people like not believing that climate change is like an issue, or like so what do you think about that misinformation? Just like the spread of like incorrect information about climate change, deforestation, like some of that.
You mean for like back in the experience with my people back at home? Yeah, so there's a lot of science involved in climate change aspect as a whole. So there's a lot of challenge that we face in terms of getting our people to understand what really is climate change. So what us as the government have been doing is we carry out a lot of awareness, and that's also one of the mandates of the UNFCCC to ensure that there's awareness being given out to the people to ensure that they understand the impacts of climate change. And I think for us it's not a big issue, not an issue but a challenge, I'd say, in terms of understanding climate change, because practically it's every day we're seeing the changes and we're living with the impacts of climate change that we're facing. So for example, we have 4 different regions in the country, and then you have the highlands region, which is like 18 degrees whole year across, but now already the temperature has gone up to 25, 26. So, and then they get things that are not diseases such as malaria, vector-borne, that are more prone to lower levels of the region, are now being the vast majority of the people up in the islands are facing this issue. And then we have the almost 600 plus atolls in Papua New Guinea, and we've practically seen the sea level rise, and moving our people back, and this, and also we're one of the first countries in the world to declare climate change refugees in our Patrick Island atolls. So it's practical, it's there. So it's our people understand the impact of climate change that they're facing every day.
Thank you so much.
Is it mom?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Oh, okay.
Nice to meet
So you guys are here. You are with her together.
Yeah.
Are you doing a project or something?
Oh yeah, I have. I'm doing a project on like misinformation, and also I'm just here to like learn about climate change, different parts of it. It's my first COP, so I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of information around. I mean, for us in the developing countries on misinformation, like I said, it won't be the challenge because we faced it every day. Maybe for the developed countries, there's still talks about there's more science to be proven that it's actually caused by climate change, etc. While for us, as a small island developing country, we're saying that we don't need science to tell us. We face it, we live with it every day, so we don't need science.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and maybe they're just being reluctant. I'm not sure, but yeah,
Yeah.
or they have not really faced the impact of it.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's why there's always that challenging.
It's a good perspective.
But we'll see you around. How do you pronounce your name?
It's Danya, but you can call me Annie.
Annie. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And I didn't meet you. Your name?
Fiona. Fiona.
Fiona.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm Deborah. You can call me Debbie. Yeah.
Okay.